I was expecting one of my children, one of my babies. And my husband sent for the midwife. And in the time that there's going after the midwife, the policeman come along. Come on, he says, get a move on. Shift on, he says. Don't want you on here, on my beat. So my husband says, look, he says, sir, he said, let me stay. He said, my wife is going to have a baby. No, it don't matter about that. He says, you get off. They made my husband move, and my baby was born going along. And my husband stayed in the road. My baby was born on the crossroads in my caravan. The horse was in harness, and we was travelling along the road, and the policeman was following us behind, drumming us off, and the child was born on the crossroads.
Born in the middle of the afternoon in a horse-drawn wagon on the old A5. The big 12-wheeler shook me bed. You can't stop here, the policeman said. You'd better get born in someplace else. So move along, get along, move along, get along, go. Move, shift.
Get that up, Mrs. Get the bleezers out of here.
Born in the 30 left and time in an old bow tent near a tatty field. The farmer said, the work's all done, it's time that you was moving on. You'd better get born in someplace else, so move along, get along, move along, get along, go. Move, shift.
You stay in a place, they tell you to move on and you don't move on, they'll summons you. They say, why don't you go back to your own county? Well, what county we got? We got no county.
Born on a common near a building site where the ground is rutted by the trailer's wheels. The local people said to me, you'll lower the price of property. You'd better get born in someplace else. So move along, get along, move along, get along, go. Move, shift.
So we pulled in there and we were there about a week and they came back again, hounding us again. Move on, we don't want you here, move on. I said, where are we going to go? He says, we don't give a damn where you go. He says, you got to move on anyway.
Wagon, tent or trailer born last week, last year or in far off days. Born here or 1,000 miles away, there's always men nearby who say you'd better get born in someplace else. So move along, get along, move along, get along, go. Move, shift.
It was a wagon and horse and we were on the road when I was born. We travelled from pillar to post. Well, I meant to say I've been doing it all my life for 15 years.
I suppose practically the beginning of civilization we've been travellers.
The real tinkers far back, that after the Battle of Culloden and after Glencoe, the people, so many of them being murdered in the houses by the English, that hundreds and hundreds of them fled to the lowlands of Scotland. Well, they had no home, they had no chattels or anything with them. And they started to live out dugouts, or into caves. Well, they became nomads of the road. McPhee, Stewart, Mackenzies, McLeans, every name you can get, the remnants of the clans of long ago.
Our Saviour travelled, didn't he, dear? Our Saviour travelled. He was born in a manger among straw. His mother carried him in a little donkey's back. If it goes by the way of the world to the Bible, we must keep up that generation to the last of the world. It was the first of it, it'll be the last of it.
Born at the back of a blackthorn hedge when the white hoarfrost lay all around. No eastern kings came bearing gifts instead. The order came to shift. you'd better get born in some place else. So move along, get along, move along, get along, go. Move, shift.
Our Lord travelled one time.
The winter sky was hung with stars, and one shone brighter than the rest. The wise men came, so stern and strict, and brought the order to evict. You'd better get born in some place else. So move along, get along, move along, get along, go. Move, shift.
It took them many years to get to this shore. They believe from India. But my father's teaching taught to me from his father, my grandfather Wester, and therefore he would get it from his father, Tyso Boswell. And Tyso Boswell would get this information from his father again, which was Shadrach Boswell. If you refer to Genesis in the Bible, you will find Abram and Sarai at that time. And they didn't bear any children, those two people. But Sarai had a maidservant, and the Lord told Abram to go in the tent with the maidservant. And she conceived, it says in the Bible, and there was a child. Now, eventually Sarai became jealous of this girl and the baby and told Abram that she'd have to go. And of course she driven the servant and the child off. And you read further on that the Lord found her crying beside a well. And he put his hand on her head and told her to arise. And she would go into a far country and she would accumulate a family or a tribe. And they would deal in cattle and sheep. And they would be a despised race, but they would be a clever race.